Hi there, welcome to Kneppyinvests. We are at the final day of January, thankfully. One of the four busiest days of my year when it comes to investing, because on the last day of either January, April, July, October, the plethora of companies that have to release their Appendix 4C or 5B tend to release it or wait to the last minute to release it. So we are just seeing wave after wave of announcements being released on the ASX. Now, I am up to date up until 4:21 p.m. And you can just see about the amount of events that have been released today, 609 so far. And this is price sensitive announcements. So 609 price sensitive announcements released today, 418 yesterday on the Tuesday, 30th, only 267 on the Monday. And if we go to last week, we're going to see even significantly less than 267. No events on Friday because that was Australia Day. So only 122 events on the Tuesday, the 23rd of January. And if we go back 1 week further, only 49 events on Friday, the 19th of January, and it's naturally just going to be quiet on the day. We can see on the 17th of January, APM Human Services released the first half trading update, and that's when the share price of that company fell a fair bit. So I am busy because I go through, not in depth, but I do go through and open up every single Appendix 4C or Appendix 5B. So, for instance, we go back up to today. What's today's date? The 31st. Here we are. We also are in reporting season. So, February is either the month that companies release half year, full year results, but that's already started. On the 22nd of January, a company called Corvest released their financial results. And then today, Credit Corp, among all these other announcements, for some reason, they decided to release their half year results. I'm pretty sure the share price of that company might have fallen. I had a look at it and it wasn't positive. I could be mistaken, down 2.55%. So the market was okay. So we've had a flurry, an amazing amount of announcements released. So you can see I was up to date up until what time was it? It was 4:21 p.m. So right now it's 4:26 p.m., 3:36 p.m. Brisbane time. So you can just see the amount of announcements. So that announcement that I was up to date was way down there, way down there. If you can see what I'm highlighting there. So in the last 15 minutes, we've seen heaps of announcements released. Majority of these are from mining companies. I will open up these and just to see if they have any receipts. The majority don't. What I used to do many years ago is I only looked at Appendix 4Cs, and you can filter those by this commit. This is ComSec, by the way, and you can only, if you only want to look at Appendix 4Cs, you just click on that. But you might filter some of those companies that do release Appendix 4C if they name it something else, which is a little bit annoying. So since Orbital Corporation did release their Appendix 4C, we've had another 5 companies release them: OIDM, Energy World, DTI Group. So I'll show you what I do when I do actually open up. So what I usually do is open up about 5 at a time. And on the right-hand side, I have a spreadsheet. Now, I didn't used to use a spreadsheet. I started this exercise just with a notebook. And I actually sometimes took it to work as well. So this is IODM. What was the dig code? IOD. So $485,000 of receipts. So what I'm tracking is just the receipts of a company through time. So let's just open up that. Move my head to the other side. Here we have, sometimes I miss a quarter and I should be filling these in, but I don't really care about this company. And the main reason is only $485,000 of receipts, and receipts aren't growing that quickly. They are growing, but fairly slowly. So in fact, I've been tracking the receipts of this company since October or the September quarter 2016. So we are talking about 7.5 years, and receipts are still only 485,000. I'd probably say this company has a fairly low market cap. We can just check that fairly quickly. 146. No, it doesn't. Share price up 10% today for some reason. Anyway, so that's what I usually do for all these that release it. So I go through that. It does take time. So this morning I went for a long run, 27 kilometers or so. So it took me a while. I came home. I went to the shops first, then I came home, and I logged on at about 9:20 a.m. So we're talking about 20 minutes after the session had started for the day, and it took me 2 hours to go through all of the Appendix 4Cs and 5Bs that had released up to then. And then I had to refresh the announcements page, and then we had quite a few more to go through. So Energy World, EWC, pretty sure is this a uranium company? So you can see I haven't filled in many here. So $10 million. So sometimes I just put in millions. Sometimes I put in thousands. So you can see here KNM as 1,369. That's not in millions. That's in thousands. So there are different formats for different companies. And sometimes like AB1. What was AB1? That was Animoca. You can see I just stopped doing it in the December quarter 2019 because they delisted. So I could delete these. Now, I did think about this, whether I should delete the ones that are no longer issuing their Appendix 4C. You can see just next to AB1 is UUL. And I haven't put any numbers there for that company for about 1.5 years. So I'm wondering if that company is around anymore. And if you go further in time down this list, so there's a lot of companies here. You'll notice there are big gaps in some of these companies. So I probably should update some of these. Like there's a company called PAK. I have no idea what that company is. There was only one Appendix 4C or 5B they issued. Now, for all companies that don't have receipts, I don't even do anything with those companies. So I'm just looking for companies that have receipts. For instance, this company has receipts, DTI. So let's see how this company is going. Been issuing receipts since March 2021, receipts of 2.6 million. Have a quick look. Receipts actually going down. In fact, they're decreasing for this company. So I won't have no interest in this company. So what I do, if I do have an interest in a company, I actually do write the company's TIG code down. So at this point in time, I have written down about, we'll say about 30 to 40 companies here. And I plan to do a video on most of these companies. Some of these companies I'll filter out when I take a closer look. So the whole reason I write them down is I want to take a closer look. And then some of these companies I will do a video on without doubt because their Appendix 4Cs were quite impressive. For instance, Electro-Optic Systems, an absolutely brilliant Appendix 4C, and share price has taken off, understandably. Some other ones I want to do, Frontier Digital Ventures. I want to do one. Zip released their very first Appendix 4C, surprised by that. Aroa Biosurgery, I want to do that because that company is well liked, not only among the viewers of this channel, but also among analysis. We also have, just going down this really quickly, of course, today, Playside Studios. Definitely have to do a video on that company. And I have no idea how the market has reacted to their Appendix 4C. It blew me out of water, not literally, of course. And how about I just keep doing this? SHG. Sometimes it doesn't want me to put in the ticker code, SHG. And again, this company have no interest in Singular Health Group. So I'm looking at the receipts, no growth, fairly small. And the last company we have is Regenius. More than likely, Regenius they're a biopharmaceutical company or something like that, but they have not had receipts. So if I just put the tick code for this company in, I won't get a hit. Oh, I do get a hit because they have had receipts in the past, but very little. Had $6.4 million of receipts in the January or December quarter 2020, but $2,000 of receipts in the last 4. So that's what I do with all these companies. Now, I'll just show you what I quickly do in terms of mining companies. So this is actually much quicker. Unfortunately, you can see a lot of mining companies release an Appendix activities report and Appendix 5B combined, and that can be annoying. But I have found a way around it. For instance, let's open up White Energy, and I'll try to find one that has separated the two reports. So some companies separate their reports. Here we go. And it's much easier when they separate their reports. So this company is called White Energy. I have no idea what this company does. I'll move my face across here because all I have to do is go to page 12 This company has receipts, $33,000 of receipts, not a lot. And for those companies, and I'm really thankful for companies who do this, who just issue separate activities reports and the Appendix 5B, it goes straight on page one to what I want to look at. For Dumbledore Iron, receipts to customers of $4.5 million in the quarter, significantly down from the previous quarter. In fact, for the year to date, $68 million of receipts. I have a feeling that company is in trouble right now. No, don't. For some reason, I think that company is in trouble. So they're not trading. So what's happened? What has happened? Completion of asset sale. They've been suspended for a while. So have they sold their assets? I don't know. Operational update. You can see, if you look at trade history, last time they traded was the 9th of October. So if you go to 3 months, actually it'll be 1 year. Trade holding, trading halt. There was a trading hold regarding the operations of the Tombador Iron project. So have they sold it? Anyway, this whole video is not about Tombador Iron. Now, so that's what I'm going to show you in terms of what I do on these particular days. The whole reason I'm doing this video today is because I don't want to record another video because I am all tuckered out right now. And next thing I'm going to do, because trading has finished for the trading auction was about 36 minutes ago, as I record this. So yeah, really good day on the ASX. XJO up 1%, XAO up 1%, All Technology up 0.04%. Now, this does not make sense in my opinion, because the whole reason the market was excited today is because of the CPI numbers came in and it was lower than expected. So technically, it should be the technology stocks that should be rallying, not other companies on the ASX. Banks should not be rallying today because lower CPI numbers than expected is better for tech companies. But the whole reason why all technology indice was only up 0.04% is because the Nasdaq was actually down overnight. So the reaction from the market today doesn't make sense at all. And I'm pretty sure the rally today, we can actually verify this. I'm going to do. So the inflation numbers or CPI numbers would have came out around about 12:30 Sydney time. So 11:30 my time. So let's have a look at the 1 minute chart just through ComSec. Yeah, look at that. So the market was rallying, and at 12:30, this would have been right, actually 11:33, it went up hard and nice rally during the rest of the day. So really, it should be the tech companies rallying, not really the banks. I'm pretty sure the banks had a pretty good day today. CBA, which has a PE ratio of about 20 now, which is way too expensive. Yep, up 1.28%. I'd be more inclined to think about buying companies like Bank of Queensland, which have been beaten hard and they're way more undervalued than CBA. In fact, Bank of Queensland's chart looks looking okay. Nice little dip, maybe buy the dip situation for Bank of Queensland. I understand CBA is just safer, but they're not growing. In fact, the CEO of Commonwealth Bank says, we are now safer, but we're not going to grow much in the future. In fact, there's way more competition now. And in fact, I'm more interested in the competition, Judo Bank, although you could say Judo Bank is not really the competition for Commonwealth Bank. They're sort of servicing different areas, but way more competition in terms of fintech, way more competition between the big four banks, that sort of thing. So I'm more interested in the smaller financials. Anyway, so off track there. So good day on the ASX, particularly for the bigger companies, it seems like. Maybe not the tech companies, but I think they chance they might have a good rally tomorrow, depending on what happens on the Nasdaq. But the whole reason I've gone to this page is something I do every day is look at the top gainers and the top losers for the day. This is by percentage change. Typically, how I look at this is go by market cap. So the best performing company on the ASX today by market cap was Nickel Industries, up 9.66%. Energy Resources up 8.93%. Snacks Harvest up 17%. And then we have Playside Studios up 20.8%. And that's understandable because if I was recording, when I opened up their Appendix 4C, you would have heard a wow from me. It was unexpected for me to see that. I was instead of doing this video, I would have done a video on Playside Studios. So let's have a look at Playside Studios, and I will do a standalone video and release that video tomorrow, without doubt now. A beautiful developing uptrend over the past few months. And I actually, yeah, I just opened up this and went, yes. Now, I'd say the majority of company or good Appendix 4Cs and 5Bs are not released on the last day, but you will see some. So record, just the financial highlights, you can see it. Record quarterly revenue of 20.7 million, up 106% from previous corresponding period. Positive EBITDA of $8 million. The September quarter was 4.2 million. Cash receipts of 23 million. Operating cash inflow of 11.2 million, and net cash balance of 38.3. Now, I actually don't look at the first page. I go straight to the Appendix 4C. And this is what just went, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on. This is a really good quarter for Playside Studios. Receipts of customers, 23 million. Operating cash flow positive, 11.2 million. 12.8 million for the year to date so far. Intellectual property, 3.6 million. So they were free cash flow positive by 7.6 million. We'll say 7 point. No, wait there, yeah, 7.1 million, because you have to include property, plant, and equipment. And I like to include intellectual property as well. And yeah, cash on hand increased significantly. So I am a shareholder of this company, and that's why I let out a big wow, because I did not expect this from Playside Studios. Now, to be fair with you, Playside Studios now has a market cap of almost $300 million. So the market does understand there's a lot of potential around this company. And some of the other best performing companies, I'm pretty sure Energy and Resources, was that one of those companies that released it? Let's go back to the... No, that was Energy World. I wonder if Energy ERA, did they release nothing? Was it just uranium? Pretty sure they're uranium. I could be completely wrong. Other companies here, Select Harvest. I think I've mentioned this. They released a positive announcement today in regards to price of almonds moving forward and the expected harvest in the United States. I've been waiting for this. And also they said conditions are really good for the almond crop in Australia this year. So that's why the share price of that company has rallied 17%. Also, Alligator Energy, I'm pretty sure I opened up and looked at their Appendix 4C or Appendix 5B. Peninsula Energy, uranium company, up 13%. Electro-Optic Systems, up 7.8%. That was on the back of their Appendix 4C that was released yesterday on the 30th of January. So understandable why this share price of this company is rallying, and 2 really good days and also really good volume coming through. So I'll just open up their Appendix 4C really quickly. I'm definitely going to do a standalone video on this company. Some viewers might complain about this. Last time I did a video on Electro-Optics, someone did complain that I am selling this company. I'm not selling them. Anyway, so $105 million of receipts, operating cash flow positive, $34.5 million, operating cash flow positive for the year of $113 million. Of course, that's not free cash flow. So the cash on hand has increased significantly, 71 million. My only concern about this company is the debt. But at this point, if they continue going down this path, and it looks like the new management are doing wonderful things. Anyway, so the reason I'm doing this is just in case the market has reacted to an Appendix 4C or just a plain announcement a little bit differently than what I would think. So that's what I'm looking for here. Drop seat up 7.4%. I own that company as well. IODIM, remember that company, share price 10. Yeah, uranium prices must have rallied today because Berkeley Energy is up. So I'm not looking in, BetMakers up 8.7. Pretty sure they released their Appendix 4C. Now Obsidian up 7.8. MicroX might have released theirs. ECS Botanics, actually releasing a video on them tomorrow. I've delayed the release of that video for a few days. EVZ Limited up 12.5%. They also released a pretty good, in my opinion, Appendix 4C. Pentanet up 7.7%. And of course, I also want to look at the worst performing companies to see if any of those Appendix 4Cs or 5Bs were looked upon unfavorably by the market. So for instance, Mineral Commodities, no idea who that is. Sovereign Cloud Holdings, pretty sure they released Appendix 4C. Let's have a look-see. So Appendix 4C, so the market mustn't have liked that one from Sovereign Cloud Holdings. I've never had a look at that company before. Mightycraft, they definitely released Appendix 4C because I had a slight look at that company. Whitehawk definitely released their Appendix 4C because I had a look at that one. I went, oh, that does not look good, down 22%. New Hera down 21%. They definitely released Appendix 4C. So you can see most of these worst performing companies, 29 Metals. Pretty sure they released their activities report a few days ago. Report yesterday. What's been going on with 29 Metals? 29 Metals, sort of like a delayed reaction, is it? Oops. Down 19%. Oh, 16.0. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, it must have been a bad report when you see that sort of reaction, really bad reaction from the market and massive volume coming through. So I haven't had a look at that one. It's not on my list, by the way. So another bad day for 29 Metals. What else there? Impediment. Okay. And now by market cap, worst performing company, Intertech Pivot. Oh, Weebit Nano, definitely released their Appendix 4C. Like, what was it, $47,000 of receipts? Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Maybe it was $470,000 receipts. And I think the market might have been expecting a little bit more of receipts from Weebit Nano, $457,000 receipts, and they burned through $12 million just in operations. Burned through $12 million of cash just in operations. And, well, they don't spend much money in other activities, but market didn't like Weebit Nano's report. Didn't like Sierra Resources report, down 8.7%, which is understandable. Impedimed, Cogstate. Did Cogstate release? I can't remember seeing Cogstate. No, they didn't release anything today. Airtasker, that's understandable. They're a disappointing report, in my opinion. And that's it. The original Juice, I looked at theirs and went, why would anyone buy a juice company? Maybe that's just me. Bluebet Holdings, different reaction from the market there compared to, who was the other one? Bet Makers. Well, there's slightly different companies. Anyway, it is almost 4 o'clock local time. I'm going to end the video right here. If you have any questions, any thoughts, just leave those in the comment section of this video. So this time of year is typically my favorite time of year, but on the last day of the quarter reporting season, I do get a little bit sick of this process I partake in. But I've been doing this since April of 2013. So I've been doing this for 11 years now, and I'm not going to stop it because there's no other way to get this sort of information. No one does this. They do it with full year and half year reports, but not quarterly reports. So if you have any questions, any thoughts, just leave in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who's qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.